Hey everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Road to Battlefront. Today we're going to take a look another look at a map we already did, the landing at Point Rain. But the reason why is because today I actually want to focus on talking about a recent interview done with Peter Moore, head of EA, regarding the Battlefront campaign. This was pretty big news all across the internet, so I'm a little bit late on it, but I really wanted to say my few words on it as well. So, it had been known that the new Battlefront of EA would not have a single-player campaign. We already knew that, but now Peter Moore said the reason why it won't have one is because players would not want it, or very few players would play it. So, even though I was a little bit disappointed, I had my piece with the fact that there was no single-player campaign going to be in the new Battlefront. However, that Peter Moore is a fucking dickhead. Don't you dare put my words in your mouth where you decide what I want in my games or what I don't want in my games. You know, don't go, oh yeah, no, you don't want a single player campaign anyway, you know, you won't play it. Excuse me? Who are you to say what I want and what I do not want? I was really mad when I first read that, and he says, "Oh yeah, no, that's what the data shows. The data shows that actually very few people play the single-player campaigns on these games. You know, mostly it's for multiplayer." And I do get it to that where Battlefield, Battlefront, the reason why these games are played for such a long time is obviously for the multiplayer. That is what keeps the current Battlefront 2 alive. And let's be honest here, the single-player campaign for Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 isn't really something to write home about. I mean, the cutscenes are pretty poorly done. It's a story we, of course, already know. But in a way, with the new technology, with the next gen, or I guess you can now call it current gen, you really want to see how all of these, well-known battles look like, maybe with the help of a few cutscenes. It's the same effect as you have with the Dragon Ball Z games, where you keep playing the same story over and over again, but you want to see how better it looks with the, new technology that comes with each generation of consoles. Oh god. Of course, it did help that next to a actually single-player campaign, the Battlefront 2, actually also Battlefront 1, I think, had the Galactic Conquest thing, where it was basically Risk, and you kind of created your own campaign, where your decisions on taking which planet or whatnot would actually have effect on the whole game mode. And that's also not going to be in the new Battlefronts, which is a shame. But again, I'm just so mad about the attitude that EA has with this. And people, mark my words, this is exactly what's going to happen, okay? So this game is going to launch without a single player campaign. Then I'm already dead. Okay. Then in reviews or something, people are going to say, "Oh yeah, no, the game is okay or whatever, or maybe it's not okay, but what's really missing is a single player campaign." Then for the next release of Battlefront that EA is going to do, they're going to say, "Oh yeah, no, don't worry. You asked for a single-player campaign, we got it." That's going to be their new big future. A single-player campaign. If they do that, mark my words, I'm going to boycott that game. I'm not going to buy that. If they are going to do that type of shit, like, you're going to be anally raped by EA. What a motherfucker. Saying now that we don't want that shit, and then probably in the next one, "Oh no, yeah, you asked for it, yeah, here you go, single player campaign, yeah, it's the more, it's such a weird thing with this new Battlefront game, because I'm really giving it a chance. I see some comments on my videos of people being really harsh on the game, saying that it's going to be the worst game ever and blah 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 blah, and that they're not gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it, I can tell you that much. And I see some really good stuff. I think the fighter squadron, or whatever it's called, is actually very cool looking. The co-op mode might be very interesting. I'm just a little bit worried about the product overall, since it's not going to be as epic as the regular Battlefront or Battlefront 2. However, you know, for each good thing that I see, you know, another bad announcement or bad interview is posted, and I'm so helpless with Battlefront and with EA. Again, I think DICE is a wonderful company. They have real talent, not necessarily for single player campaigns. So if you look at Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, but you know, Battlefield 1942 is such an amazing game. It's of course very, very old, and probably a lot of developers that work in that game are not at DICE anymore. That was weird. But still, I really have a lot of trust in DICE itself. It's just EA that I hate so much. It's the same thing with Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect, but I think just that EA is raping that too with all their microtransactions and bullshit and paywalls and that sort of shit. It's really sad. And yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with I believe if you buy or if you do the EA Access thing, you can play Battlefront a week early. Obviously, a lot of big YouTubers are going to do that because, you know, it's like more views, you know, because we're the early ones. Even though Star Wars is pretty prominent on my channel, I can tell you that I'm not going to pay money for EA Access to play it a week early, because I think just that EA are scumbags. I'm very sorry, they are. I really fucking hate Origin. It was a lot more difficult for me to get it to work than Steam, because of course I'm in Japan, but I still want to pay with euros because I don't have a credit card. So it's actually a lot more difficult to actually buy games here in a foreign country. And Steam was very chill about it. I did one email. And they posted me a link, and that fixed everything. And EA, I don't know, I had to send several emails, and after like a year or something, they fixed that to where I can buy stuff now, which is actually very good, because that does mean that I can buy Battlefront like legally from Origin instead of like, you know, G2A or some other type where, you know, sometimes you have a little bit of shady keys, you know, where they get blocked and stuff. That happened with an Ubisoft title. I forgot which one though. But yeah, so people, that was me letting off some steam. I really, I'm gonna be so sad for this new Battlefront game. I mean, with the power of Disney, and I know actually a lot of you do think that Disney's gonna rape them. With the power of Disney, you know, they can make a lot of interesting stuff, and they have the money to do so. But you know, it's just a matter of that the wrong people are at the top of the chain. At those companies. What I'm so worried about, like I said, is that this first Battlefront is going to feel like a really lackluster Battlefront game, and then, you know, they're saying, oh no, but the next Battlefront, that's the one that's going to be really cool. And usually when a game is released and it's a part one of a series, you know, it makes sense that it's the least how do you say, the least complete, or that it has less options than the other ones, because a lot of development time needs to be spent at making the engine. However, this engine that EA is using, or that DICE is using, is already an engine that they had for 2 years, where, you know, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline were made on. So there's no reason why this game feels so lackluster as it's probably going to be. But then again, they did come with surprises to, like, the Fighter Squadron, and there's actually a little bit more than I thought. But yeah, it doesn't look too good. I'm worried. I'm holding my breath regarding that title. So yeah, I'm very curious to what you guys think about mostly Peter Moore's thing with the campaign. Again, like I said, I actually had my piece with that there wasn't going to be a single player campaign. I would have liked for it to be, definitely. I mean, the Battlefront 2 campaign, like I said, wasn't too great, but it was kind of nice to get a feel of all of the maps, you know, without other players killing you every few seconds. You know, you had time to learn the maps, to learn the cool stuff, and take it in at a regular pace. That's what I really liked about it. But yeah, no. So let me know what you guys thought about that interview with Peter Moore. I'm very curious to what the opinions are among my subscribers. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If there's any map that you want me to do on Road to Battlefront, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time.